up, my buddy.
Welcome to Surface Noise, the A-side.
It gets old, but it never gets old. It's one of those things.
I like that we don't say anything when it's.
Hooray! Jazz hands! Hooray!
No,
All right, so let's let the room fill up. We'll before I key off the introductions, let's go, Mr. I think Rohan. All right, Jason, we're gonna try again. We're trying it. This is Bill O'Reilly. We're doing it live.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
there it is. We've done it. Excellent.
There you go.
Well, listen, not all of us can have the fancy computers. Like some of us are.
What the?
We're using four generations old Apple products here. All right. Well, let's see. The room's filling up. Cesar is the first. He literally was the first one here. There's no door prize. There's no what they call a booby prize.
he was here yesterday.
He's just very excited. Very excited. Very excited. Kara WD is fourth. I mean, people are counting. I mean, it's like record store day. Oh, well, I'm not supposed to say that. Sorry. I'm not supposed to say record store day anymore. I guess there's allegedly a statute of limitations on that stuff. JBL Frank is here. Hello. Malaya, bro. Bruh. I think it's bruh. Mr. Travis White. So, hey, here's a quick one. Cheap plug, Metro East record show this Sunday. If you're in the bi-state, Malaya, you would be in this realm. Travis runs a great record show. I will actually be selling records. Now, if you want to buy records that Concert Buddy doesn't want to own anymore, Metro East record show. Be there, be there, be there.
Sounds like a macho man in the bins, huh?
No, I'm not doing that.
20% off psychedelic horse shit, right? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, listen, Food Network is working pretty well for me. Music in the house, hello, good evening. Music in the house is here. Vinyl and Kicks, hello. Let's see, Eddie gets it. Eddie gets it. He gets the branding. He knows.
Can Vinyl and Kicks let us know where the kicks are going? Thanks.
Is it the pumped up kicks? Is that too deep of a tease? If I say
groins, I don't know.
Hello, Daydream Vinyl. Hello, Brian. Tokyo Record Style. I saw a picture. You were record shopping with Matt Kessler. Is that accurate? Or at least he tagged you. I don't know. Maybe you didn't know, but he tagged you, so I assumed he knew.
Isn't it like 4 a.m. in Japan or something like that?
Listen, it's 4 a.m. in Japan, but it's the right time here. That's really what we're working on here. Let's see. Oh, Malaya's working. Well, that's on you. You're missing out, Malaya. Although she did come, I think, to the last one. I did run into her at the last Metro East show. Yes, Kimbo says by state, very progressive. Yes, this is the show of the people, by the people, for the people. Travis says by chances Lawrence Welk collection at the show. Actually, wrong. It is actually my Herb Alpert. I've got 4 copies of Whipped Cream. Rise, Jose, don't get upset. I've got Rise. I think it's ready to leave my collection. Chase, hello. Good to see you. Room is filling up right. Oh, yeah.
What about the Judds? You partying with the Judds?
The Judds. I think I embarrassed myself enough when I had all those.
I think Jose wants to ask if you're selling any Katy Perry. Just heads up.
You got to come to the Metro East Record Show this Sunday in Collinsville, Illinois, I believe is the actual township. So,
do you think there's any resemblance between this movie and Katy Perry?
Jose, I don't know what this movie is. Oh my goodness, is that Jason X?
It is Jason.
Wow, that's Friday the 13th. That's the one that Evil gets an upgrade. What a tagline!
Yes.
My favorite part is where the guy. Yeah, well,
I just have it here.
It's the space one. You're right. Yeah, I was thinking of the one where he goes to New York, and he literally fights the bad Mike Tyson clone, and then punches his head off. Yes, there it is. Right. Jason Takes Manhattan. There it is. Yes. Jose, I didn't know you had all these Friday the 13th physical movies on call. This is like a secret superpower.
Yes, I watch them all the time.
Incredible. It was all Criterion, right? Yeah.
I think the first Friday the 13th was actually released on Criterion, but on Laserdisc. Just to if you ever want to get involved with Laserdiscs, because everybody gets a Laserdisc every 1,000 records in their collection. So a mistake. It's a mistake, but they do it. Criterion had great titles in RoboCop.
So Jose, I'm going to blow your mind. So the Laserdisc you're thinking of, they come in like the almost 12 by 12 record sleeves, right? Is that what you're thinking of? Yeah. There was a Laserdisc before that where they came in these. I know that. Okay, so you've seen those? Because my father bought out a video store was going out of business and was getting out of those. So he literally gave him, I think, maybe $100, and he comes home with one of those machines. Think of like an 8-track player. You had this thing in there.
The record.
It took the protective thing off, and the disc pops into it, and all of them were scratched to shit. And this is before lasers could like play through that stuff. So like all the formative like adolescent movies, Porky's, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Like I'm learning. Like this is great. I'm learning about
Revenge of the Nerds,
body and how teenagers behave. And every second, I'd say every couple minutes, it would skip, and I'd have to like hit the machine, like the jukebox kind of thing. So anyway,
but I will say that Laserdisc has a great collection of concerts. There was a lot of concerts that only came out on Laserdisc, and then they didn't even came out on DVD or Blu-ray. So there's a lot of there's some stuff in boxes, but like the Pink Floyd Live in Venice was only on Laserdisc.
Jose, can you answer this one? Do you have any Friday the 13th VHS?
I do.
VHS, excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. That is a guy who gets it. And yes. Malaya, children are watching this program. Malaya's got a very controversial. I can't even read this. This is unbelievable.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
Unbelievable, Malaya. We got to put you in the timeout room. I think. See, this is terrible. Now Tokyo Brian's piling on. He said I found a heap of Emmanuel Skinamax laser discs. I almost bought them just for the covers. This is getting really saucy, real quick. But here we are. All right. Well, Kimbo, you can have the last one before intro. He says, taking my Hootie and the Blowfish Laserdisc to my grave. Fly your freak flag proudly, Kimbo. All right. Oh, Frank is here. Mr. Stickermania. Hello. The Knack live at Carnegie Hall. All right. Fair enough. All right. We're getting really derailed. This is Surface Noise. Welcome to the show of record about records. Concert Buddy at the controls. Right or wrong in a song. This show doesn't go very long. Look at that. I wish I could take her. Yeah, listen, I'm a poet and I don't know it. Groove Seeker. Look out.
Taking notes.
Hey, listen. I'm in the wrong thing. Hey, Dom is here. Seeking a thread. What up, bros? Hello, sir. Hello.
Love Dom's channel.
Dom has forgotten more music than I know. I mean,
that's insane. I actually watch his channel when I want to feel stupid. Like, let me just see if I don't know anything. Let me turn on. Damn.
Yeah. When I'm feeling high and mighty, I'm like learn a whole bunch of stuff, and I watch Dom's channel, and it just makes me go in the corner and suck my thumb. Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and do some intros, and we've got a power-packed show for your eyeballs, for your ear holes. Jose, where'd you go? Jose, you vanished.
Once you get a light, because I look all dark because the lighting here is ass. So, yeah.
Well, I just want to make sure Jason Voorhees wasn't in the room about to take your record collection and your soul. So good to know you're with us.
No. Now I look white.
All right, What's wrong with that? All right, joining me for this vinyl expedition are several familiar faces. I'm going to start with the gentleman from the Empire State. Actually, we got two from the Empire State. Now it's shared space now. Arnaldo, he doesn't want me to plug the channel, but I'm going to do it anyway. Fidelios_frequency. Arnaldo, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Concert Buddy. Always great to be back.
Excellent. And then it's a power pack. The other, it's like a tag team from the Empire State. This is the Groove Seeker. He's a little bit more north than Arnaldo is. Groove Seeker, Chris, hello. Good evening.
What's up, Concert Buddy? Hey, everybody.
Aloha. And then They call them, what was it, Joe Perry and Steven Tyler, the Toxic Twins? I don't want to go that far. But these guys have been known to rumble, especially when it's over some Chileno 45s. At least our next guest. That is Jose Moreno Ron. Jose, good evening.
Hello.
What's going on? Hello.
You know, just making time. I'm like I said, I have to go to the show. So
we've got Jose on borrowed time this evening, folks. So we really need to push through all the pleasantries.
40 minutes.
Keep me in my paces. And then Mr. Jason Rojas needs no explanation, needs no introduction. He's doing VC Social Club on Mondays. I think that's a cheap plug alert. Jason, good evening.
The only member in the VC with both Led Zeppelin Turquoise and the Michael Fremer record. Maybe.
Maybe. What do you think somebody would admit to owning first, the Turquoise or the Fremer record? Probably the Turquoise, right?
The Fremer.
The Fremer is probably like behind the calyx, just like you know.
Whoops. All right. Well, I could throw an audible and just start talking record store day, but I think we beat that topic. We may. There's a little skin on the bone. We'll see how the freestyle goes.
I didn't even see the topic today.
Oh, Jose, come on. Jose's coming in cold. Unbelievable. Coming in cold. All right. Well, Jose, I'm sure you can ad-lib this one. Topic number 1. Pow!
Oh, I remember now. I did read it.
See, Jose does read the emails. That does make me feel better. All right. So topic number 1, hardest records to collect. Now, this can mean hardest to find by a certain artist. I mean, we've all gone through these collectionist periods. We've all gone through these completist periods. Is it by artist? Is it certain genres? Is it certain labels? So, Jose, since you're on borrowed time, I am going to start with you. Let's leave some meat on the bone for others. But for you, is there something that comes to mind on this topic? Hardest records to collect for you? Go.
Well, you know, since I like a lot of experimental music, I'll say that most noise and experimental records from the 80s in the UK, Europe, and even in the US, they are hard to get because even the most popular ones at one point were not as popular, and they only made like 300 copies or less. So, you know, but if you want to like a more like normal answer, I would say just in general, the last 2 years I've been trying to collect a lot of stuff from here, from Latin America, and I would say that getting stuff in good condition, like VG Plus, it's very difficult for me. And if it has anything to do with like, and if we're talking about like the US or Europe or something more like that, let me see, like I guess like free jazz. I would say like I have a hard time, and psych, just because I love psych music, but the last few years I haven't been collecting a lot because I think it's so fucking dumb that a record you've never heard in your life, it's like $1,000. Every fucking psych record that looks like shit.
We got like, 2. Who's counting the F-bombs? Jose's only here for an hour. Yeah. We're already up to about 7. Jose coming in hot.
But for real, it's like I love psych music, but sometimes you buy a psych reissue and the whole sticker is like, they sound exactly like if Black Sabbath was Latvian Orthodox. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, all right. And then it's $1,000 in Discogs.
It's just money, Jose. It's just money.
Yeah, I guess.
It's just like a Talking Heads CD that has a house on it. And,
no, it's just a house.
It's just a house. All right.
Just real estate. Yeah.
Jason Rojas, what are for you? I mean, what do you give the person who has it all? This is a conundrum that some of my inner circle thinks that I'm this guy. I'm not. I'm always accepting free bows. But Jason Rojas, as somebody who probably does have it all at this point, you've got the Fremer record, you've got the Turquoise, you've got Adamant, you've got it all. What are the hardest records for you to collect lately? Is it Artists.
Fela Kuti is the hardest shit to get, right? I mean, when it's expensive shit, this is it's tough.
That's expensive, but it's not that hard to get.
And it's literally the album, folks, for the visually impaired is literally called Expensive Shit. Expensive shit.
Smells like Africa on this.
Honestly. Oh no, this is boy, that's a oh no,
so
you got circuit problems.
So any Fela Kuti is hard. Like I'm never gonna get a decent cover for Fela Kuti,
Holy
gentlemen.
Smokes. Was that smuggled on a boat somewhere? I feel like that had to be on taped to somebody's body. That's the cover is rough.
Under someone's VC bed, maybe. I don't know.
There it is. There it is.
Like I was lucky with this one. Like this is sort of unbelievable. Like this one, Raforo fight. You know.
That one does look like
I know,
like unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely. Like this one, I was just lucky with this. But you got to pounce when it's available in this condition. You know,
ready to pounce. Write it down, folks. Be ready to pounce. That is the move.
And I'm pretty sure that this one came after. No, wait. This one was after Gentleman, right?
Mm.
And then I believe Expensive Shit here was after. I'm getting confused here. After this one, I believe. Let me know if I'm wrong here.
No, I think you're right. Have you ever correct videos of him like at his? I think their sons still own like the venue his father had in Nigeria. Actually, his son released the record not that long ago. It's like he raps or something. That's a mid-level information that I just threw there.
Jose, you're throwing so much game it went over all of our heads. So I think
I just think it's awesome when someone's son does like something completely like Karl Marx's nephew that does part of YouTube.
Jeez, what the?
Oh no!
Yeah, that's it.
Jose's making the power count, folks.
I remember going to WFMU probably like 2007 maybe or 8, and this one dealer was selling all these records for I think $10 each, but I mean it was like in this cover condition. Like I was like going through Fela Kuti records that were like in G, like not even the humdinger could save it, you know.
Well, Jason, I don't know if you've heard this expression, but you play the records, not the jackets. You play the records, not the jackets. So I'm told.
It's a good question to ask. Like, how the fuck did they reissue those records? It's probably like needle drops, right? But who the fuck owns those like near mint Fela Kuti, William Onyaboy shit? Like who owns that? Like I've never even seen a photo of like
the African ones.
Well, I'm talking about specifically Fela Kuti and William Onyaboy.
But no, I mean, because I found a really excellent copy of one of his records, but the U.S. version.
Yeah, it could be that. It could be like an American, but they do have sometimes difference in the cover, and they always put the.
No, the cover was the same. The cover is the same.
All right.
Yeah, it was in excellent condition. I was actually quite shocked. Still had the shrink on it.
I've seen U.S. In good condition, but I don't know. I think I've owned their reissues, and I'm fine with them.
Right until you hear the original, right?
Yes and no. Like
the
heard
record. It sounds fantastic until you just put on.
Wait, when you were over, I didn't play this.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, jeez.
But I've heard Fela Kuti original records.
I think you were playing the Pointer Sisters, if memory serves. It was the Pointer Sisters, and
I've heard a VG record, which I thought was one in a million.
Next time you're over, we'll listen to this bad boy. This one.
William that's hard to
piano
find.
Man? You're gonna have to tie me down like a gun in my head.
Hey, don't you dare besmirch William. Quad. Wow.
I mean, you really need it in quad, right?
Wow.
Can you name me one song that's not Piano Man from that shit?
Yeah. Captain Jack. You don't know that song?
No.
Jose, we call that "You Just Got Served."
The Lord as my witness. I
Just got served. That's when this one comes in. He just got you. He just got you.
Nice.
All right, so fellow Cootie, great call. Arnaldo, putting you in the hot box here. What have been some hard records for you to collect over the years or of late? And is it narrowed down to a certain discipline?
The teacher gave me a different assignment than he's putting up right now.
Oh, so, no.
Artist was not on the email. Sorry, Chance.
Oh, sorry.
I took it literally as genre and label. Otherwise, of course, probably one of the most difficult ones for me personally, and I guess for you too, Chance, since he's on your wish list for the year, is Nick Drake. Finding, even acceptable originals are really the hardest ones. Or, I mean, you can find them if you want to pay a lot for it. So,
yeah, not always had that vinyl Piper money. As he comes in and he says, the collecting Mazzy Star OGs is difficult. Yes, they're out there, but you better be writing that check. That's when the people bring out the checkbook. Do they might pay by check anymore for OG Mazzy Star records? You will. Guaranteed.
They're expensive because vinyl Piper, they're so expensive. He has to buy one every week instead of every month. Instead of buying them all in the same week, he has to wait for a week.
It spreads it out.
Yeah. So I just left it at labels, and one of my favorite labels, mostly from the 80s and 90s, and it still exists today, is 4AD. And although of the artists that I love from 4AD, which are quite a few, and I have collected most of them, it wasn't very easy to find them in the condition that I wanted at the price that I wanted. So again, if you have deep pockets or a huge wallet, it's definitely much easier. Everything is very relative. So Dead Can Dance is on 4AD. Finally got a mint copy of Doolittle UK. Of course, I'm a stickler. If it's 4AD, it has to be a UK pressing. Even if it's an American group, I always find that the UK pressing, in terms of the materials that they use, especially for the covers, are always superior.
And those are usually pretty cheap, right?
1995.
Yeah, at the time. Yeah. Well, again, a lot of these records have gone up in pricing in the last 5 years. Now everybody wants them. Cocteau Twins, and the later in the 80s you go and into the 90s, like this one, then they start to become, this is Pale Saints, they start to become pricier and pricier because they weren't making a lot of records in the 90s. I mean, I think 4AD never stopped pressing records, like in both versions, CD and vinyl, but I think the runs of the vinyl for the 90s started actually decreasing in terms of quantity. So
do you have my favorite 4AD band, Red House Painter? Do you have any ones? Because I don't.
I have the RSD box set that is on my want list to get the original pressings of Red House Painters. So for now, the placeholder is the box set that came out, I think it was like 5-6 years ago, the Red House Painters one.
Because 4AD reissues are very cheap.
Yeah, I'm not saying, yeah, exactly. They're not hard to find. Nothing is hard to find if you're willing to pay for it, right?
Yeah, but the
Jimi Hendrix UHQR, if you want to spend that money, or the Sgt. Pepper UHQR, you want to drop $1,000, I can tell you 2 places that have it. One in Mystic, and I just saw it, and then
Jason's house.
Jason Infinity just posted they have a UHQR of Sgt. Pepper.
I think Jason on those. Those are the mattresses.
Relatively easy or difficult depending on what your budget is. But there are some records that they were played a lot or they weren't well kept. And no, you did not. Jason,
hang on.
I've seen that at his house. I've seen that.
You just got Rojas. You just got Rojas, Arnaldo. Oh no.
We can't even read that shit.
You can't read it. Show it. So Jason, you actually got it?
I hope your computer crashes. This is ridiculous.
What's going on here? Don't be angry.
Final jealousy.
Come on.
Hashtag final
So
jealousy.
you eventually bought it.
Yes.
A year ago, you still didn't have it when I saw
Correct.
it. Right. I went
JJ,
back to that.
our
I went
visually
back to
impaired
that
folks,
store last week, and they
what are you
still
holding up?
had it on the shelf.
So I'm holding up the Sgt. Pepper's UHQR that came out in 1982. Right. This was, I mean, this
Wait,
is coveted, I believe.
You did not buy it from the vinyl vault?
Oh shit!
Fanatic audiophile.
Hey, listen, man.
Hey.
No, I got this maybe like a month ago. I'm gonna do a shootout actually. Like I've been comparing it
But
and listening.
you have older UHQRs from back then, because I remember seeing at least one at your house. Isn't don't you own like the Cat Stevens one? Or I remember seeing
No,
one.
I don't own that. I don't own that. No.
I remember.
This
That's
is like
fake,
my
we call that
first.
fake news, Jose. Fake news. Sorry.
This is
Extremely
like the one. I was lucky, you know. That's all I can say about this.
Tell us about the band. Tell us about the Beatles.
Probably one of the most, overrated bands ever.
Oh, no.
Influenced everybody,
Oh, no.
Hated by everybody.
Wow. Unbelievable.
They did influence Charles Manson, so yeah.
Unbelievable.
Everybody knows that, the Beatles copied the cover of the Stones' Satanic Majesties. Everyone knows that, right?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
That and Paul McCartney has been like arrested for smoking weed in like 3 different countries by now.
Jose,
What are you
we
talking
don't-
about? That's not the real Paul McCartney. He
Yes.
died in 65.
That's right. Body double.
Vance, can you put up Spectrum Archives?
Oh yeah, Fred's here. Let's see. Hang on. This one. So Fred says,
Yes, and
"Intro to the Labyrinth by Dead Can Dance is incredible, and in that IG sleeve, it's impossible to find good show Arnaldo." Clap.
I will explain why.
All right.
They lost the rights to use this photograph,
Mm.
and all the current reissues come like this.
I have that reach. I have that in CD.
So yeah, this one is probably the hardest one to find. That's it. Thanks.
But before I got to answer a question. Since Dom's here, I got to answer a question because it's very rare they give me the question. It says, "How am I coming on my Towns Van Zandt quest?" Coincidentally, a guy emailed him today on Discogs about selling his self-titled. Well, here's the good news, Dom. I'm doing pretty good. I don't have the first record, but I have 2, 3, and 4 on Poppy, and then I'm filling in the backside. So slowly but surely, I'm holding out, showing too much of that because I'm a YouTube star. I don't know if you knew this about me. YouTube star. And so at the end of the year, I'm going to have a big reveal. We're going to have elephants. We're going to have magicians. And I'm going to show how I did. Because I'm going to, like Arnaldo said, the Nick Drake, I think, is probably not going to happen. Probably not going to happen. But
if you win the lottery, chance, definitely it'll happen, right?
guys, I won the lottery every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern, with Surface Noise. So,
Hey,
For one thing, the Towns Van Zandt is actually here in Austin. I've been like, I see it and I hold it like, geez, that's
which one? The self-titled, the one with
yes,
okay.
yes. And then I put it back because it's like I think 800 or something. I'm like, whoa.
Oh, it's not cheap, but I didn't pay anything like that though. I gotta be honest, guys. I don't know if I put them away down in the vault, the concert buddy vault. I don't have them there. But yes, we're doing well.
Do you remember that place that you didn't want to go with me in Austin? The
honky tonky
Yeah.
is where we.
The White Horse.
The first time I went there, there was an old timer there, right? Just sipping his beer, like he was kissing some motherfucker in the mouth.
Oh my god!
Is it Mr. Cruz?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember his name, but he was telling me that his father bought all the Towns Van Zandt records when Towns Van Zandt used to go and play around. A briefcase with records inside, and he would play. And after the show, he would like sell them off his briefcase. So he owned every single record by him, even those like the blue one he's like outside of a street. I don't remember the name of the fucking
That's Delta Mama Blues. Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
Like, and he was telling me that those are the only records he kept. And so if you own any Towns Van Zandt early records, there's a chance that
he was selling them in the back of a bar or honky tonky. Yeah, true.
Yes, that he owned them in his hands. Hey, Massey, go fuck yourself. All right.
Oh no, we've got
Jeez.
Jose's up to 11 f bombs. We got Brian Boutrader's Vinyl Visit says 2 that are hard for me to find, and that's not considering the expensive cost of each are the 1982 Journey Escape MoFi pressing and the 1995 For the Love of Strange Medicine. Only 500 were made.
I don't know the second one.
Yes, and Dom, that's correct. The first Towns Van Zandt, I think it's For the Sake of the Song. It's probably one of the most common of the early ones. The self-titled Jason was talking about. The stuff with I think Milton Glaser did all the artwork on those first couple albums. For the Sake of the Song, you can probably get. This is a bad joke, but I'm going to lay it anyway. For a song, it's about $100, but the condition, like anything else, is the main thing. Self-titled, Mountain Song, the Mountain album, and then Delta Mama Blues seem to be the most expensive and the hardest ones to find in good condition. But outside of For Sake of the Song, I've checked the 3 off my list. So, is that called a flex? I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. Is that a vinyl flex? Is that a Rojas? Did I just Rojas?
Next time I'll get my copy of For the Sake of the Song. It's downstairs.
Oh, you see, he's got to Rojas me back. I like it. That's how
he doesn't know where it is. He's got to go look for it.
Well,
That's right.
It's in the vault. He has it in the vault.
It's
That's
in the
right.
vinyl vault. That's right. Yes, love it. All right.
Everybody has a vault now.
Hey, anything's possible. All right, Groove Seeker. What about you in your collecting journey? What's been the hardest stuff for you to collect? It could be an artist. It could be an artist plural. Genres, labels. Is it too short records? I mean, it could be a lot of things.
Well, I don't know if you saw my reaction when Jason went, but we had something in common. I was going to talk about Fela as well. So I have 2 others. So, and some of this is self-imposed because you guys know I'm very picky and I don't really do the Discogs eBay thing often. But I have a tough time finding clean reggae in the wild, clean dub in the wild. So that drives me a little nuts. I'm sure a lot of people have that problem, but I don't go on the Discogs rabbit hole looking for it. And then 90s pressings, you know,
Yes,
like
sir.
we're all from the same generation. We all love that music. And that's always a struggle. You know, like Arnaldo says, it's there if you want to pay for it. But I like to find it out in the wild and pick it up in a store. And it's just been tough.
So here's the question, guys. And again, I'm not trying to look into your W-2s here, but at what point does the cross that threshold of, I know I can get it, like is it a perfect storm situation? Like, you know, the going rate. I'm not going to use Nick Gray because that's like monopoly money, but let's call it artist X and it's a $200 record. I'm making these things up. But at what point do you just say, Jose, I'm borrowing this one from you. Fuck it. And you just do it. Is it
Trademark.
Right. Like, is it the perfect copy just pops up on your radar? Because I'm sure these things are on your want list, even though you're not converting them on Discogs. Is it what's the perfect storm that you just break that rule, Chris?
Yeah, I try to be in the moment on this stuff. Like if it's in the store and it's the right price and it's in my hand, it's a lot easier for me to make that decision.
We call it vinyl serendipity. That's what we call it.
Vinyl serendipity. That's why WFMU can be like sensory overload for me. It's just like too much. I'm just like, oh, I could be done there in 10 minutes, you know?
Sure.
But yeah, it's like, it's part of the thrill of the find, right? The seek and the find that helps. Yeah, 90s OG hip hop can be really tough. Absolutely.
Hey, can you do you have that register sound effect? Can you put the vinyl pipers comment and do the ching?
Jose, I got you. Hang on a second. So I got to get this prepped up. So let's see. I've got almost too many drops at this point, but let's see. So Vinyl Piper says, "You ready for this?" I think this is on a men's room wall somewhere. It says, "Life is too short to wait for records to present themselves. You all are kind of old. Just buy it. Just buy it." And then I'm looking for. See, I don't even have. There it is. Bingo, bango, bongo.
I wanna start a program where I can exchange my wallet with his for like a week. and if we can do that, I'll just buy it. You know, just
Jose, I got good news. It's called identity theft, and it's more prevalent than you think. More
prevalent. Well, it would be an exchange, so it wouldn't be a.
Oh, you give it back. You give it back once you exhausted all the accounts, and
you can buy like food with like coupons.
Can
with
you
mine,
believe
and, you know.
Jose is going to be like Me Amo Vinyl Piper?
Sí, soy yo, Simón.
Contribution for a LifeLock sponsorship, right
I'm
there.
just gonna
Shoot that
select
in.
all the vinyl vault and then, like, click like exit. Check
So
out.
here's a good.
I have a question on like similar to what you answered. Yes, Chance. Like, does the availability of a reissue drive the want down for the hard to find OG for you?
It actually, I think that's actually advantageous, and here's why. Because I'm kind of like locked in. Like when I want something, or I'm pretty laser focused. I'm not as disciplined as Mr. Rojas, right? Like I've tried to wait and not do like knee jerk kind of things. But I love it when these reissues come out because more times than not, it drives the price down of the OGs.
Right.
More times than not. Not all the time. Sometimes it goes the opposite way. When you get a really bad reissue, then people are like, man, Jose, I'm going to use this word again. Fuck it. They say this reissue is straight trash. I'm going to go to the OG. And then it actually goes the other way. So I actually, to answer your question, I welcome reissues because reissues, two things. One, because it makes the OG sometimes cheaper. And two, because sometimes people don't want to pay the $200 or, you know what I mean? Like Tracy Chapman OG, perfect example. Now you've got that $25 one that's pretty good. It's going to bring down, and it's already started. OGs were going from 50 to 75 pretty consistently for the last couple of years. I've already seen the prices go $40. Like it's softening the market on OGs, which for people who want OG, now's the time.
I did hear a video not that long ago. It's like I think the reissue and the original sounded like shit, but I don't. I think it was a video I saw the other day.
Might have been the microphone.
Yeah, could have been.
It
wouldn't be the setup. It wouldn't be the setup.
No, sometimes it can really affect the playback sound.
It's not the price of the the equipment because
Yeah.
Jose is going to leave here and start an OnlyFans immediately. Who says he doesn't already have one, Chase? Sorry.
If you do PayPal me $1,000, I might show you my ass a bit. But that's not soliciting. It'll be
a nice ass. I'm just saying you may want to consider it. Forget these records if you can see Jose's cornhole. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'll pay you $1,000 to remove that image from my head. Or the idea of the image from my head. Thanks.
It's overnight, so
Dom raises a good point. He says usually the fuck it moment for me. That's trademark Jose Moreno Ron. The fuck it moment for me is when I give in to buying a record I want that's sitting in the Netherlands or in Europe somewhere. That's true because I showed the Vanilla Ice to the Extreme. I think it's been on my want list over 10 years, and it's not terribly expensive. I think landed it was less than $30 from I think Belgium. I think is where I got it from. But I've seen it for years. So what Chris was talking about, it's out there. It's on Discogs. I was just hoping, fingers and toes crossed, I'd run into it one day. Until that one day was, you know what, Jose, ready for this? Fuck it. I'm gonna spend $30 and I'm gonna get this thing at my doorstep. And glad I did. But yeah, anytime it's in a foreign country, that's usually the last barrier to cross, or one of the last ones for me. I agree with that.
I would suggest to everyone to always look at your collection and be serious and be like, you know what? I bet everybody here has 10 records that go for a lot of money, or at least more than $100 that you haven't heard since I don't know, Steve Jobs was alive, so some shit like that. So I would suggest selling them and getting some other stuff. It's because I think most of the records that I'm really, really, really dying to get, if I haven't gotten them, it's because I just haven't, actually found. There's no copy for sale or whatever. But exchange some stuff that you have for money, and then don't go to a vinyl vault, or maybe do so and get some stuff that you want, because if you're selling your own records, that money's still for your collection, I guess. You could see it like that. So if you buy $1,000 record by selling $100 records, that's great, or $50 records, that's fine. Sometimes purging it's good for the greater of the collection. Nobody's gonna miss those Dolly Parton "Vinyl Me Please" records.
Jose, I believe the term is "vinyl me pardon." Vinyl me pardon. So we want to get it right because that took a lot of they were in a think tank for weeks.
Yeah.
Like, what do we call this reissue campaign of the Dolly catalog? And they're like, I don't know. And they're just, I mean, they're sweating, they're smoking. It was like old Mad Men episode. And then after a couple of weeks, they come up with a "Vinyl Me Pardon." Impressive. That's why they're doing so well over there. This is a good one. Sean Howard says Tracy Chapman First Press sounds amazing. Confirmed. And it is worth $100 if any record is. Sounds amazing. Mike's video sucks. So what Sean's referring to
Mike who?
Mike, there's so many Mike's, Steve's. There's so many names in the vinyl
The
community.
mic in the video also sucks, so that's
No,
jeez.
no. But I believe that was the Mike Esposito. You may have heard of him. He's a shop owner in Phoenix, in Groove, that did a shootout on a very expensive apparatus.
Well, I mean, the good thing is that he only used one mic, right, in the room, right, to capture.
But it was a stereo mic that every
I had no idea. Maybe
every
it was
single
there
professional studio has a stereo one-piece microphone.
I think it was there to capture that seat that he uses in the listening room, right?
I'm never going to get a flat record
A
from
throne.
him.
How dare you call it a throne, a chair? It's a throne.
What are we doing?
It's a throne. Do you see the pizza stains and the shit? No.
Well, I have to give a shout out to Mike Esposito because that video was not great. So it's going to force me to get that reissue, and I will do a proper comparison. Right?
So what you're saying it was so shit. That you have to go.
Whoa, Jose, we've got breaking news.
What happened?
Breaking news. Jason Rojas has been inspired to do a shootout because Mike Esposito's shootout.
But Jason, how can your video possibly be better? I mean, do you have a $500,000 system that could best?
What are you talking about? I'm just going to put this next to that Tracy Chapman, my UHQR, and it's going to have this feeling, this
By the way, I'm
presence,
Symbiosis, yes.
As a certified audio engineer that I went to university for, if you do own $500,000 worth of audio equipment, get a fucking good microphone to record that shit. And a Tascam, just get a Tascam,
Dude, you are the worst.
Tascams here.
Chance, as a self-appointed archivist of the Surface Noise as of right now, I just want to let you guys know at 4/24/2025 at 9:48 Eastern Standard Time, Espode got Rojas.
Oh.
Night.
Night. We just gave you the night. Unbelievable.
Wait, I want to quickly. This is a Tascam that's worth $400-$500. And this is called X and Y, and you can put it there, and you can also put two microphones here. There are more expensive models, but I think this would sound way better than putting a stereo mic on a $500 thing. Yeah. Oh yeah, and you know what? When we were discussing it, I said 300,000, but it turns out I was $200,000 short. So I'm sorry about that.
Jose, that math don't math. The math don't math.
No. And I call myself an engineer. Yeah.
Well, so I'm going to read this one, then we're going to move on to the next topic. So Fred Spectrum Archives is here. He said, I paid a lot of money for the MJ History album OG because it will never be reissued in the same way with uncensored, air quotes, controversial lyrics. Bad originals are also different than the posthumous reissues. I have the MJ History. It's a little box set. It's a little mini. So, yes, he's right about that. Thank you, Fred, for sharing the information, sir. Now, I think we beat this topic up enough. Not as much as Record Store Day, but, there's still time. Let's go on to topic number 2. We're going to talk about the music. This is the one that could really just upset people or inspire people. The question is, what is the best closing? See these air quotes, closing song of an artist or band? Now, this can go in a lot of different directions, but the spirit of the question is: you go to a concert or some artist or band you like, and you want to play the hits, and it's that one song that even the deepest fan and the newest fan or the fan's children can get behind. Like, think about, here's an example, like "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey, right? Everyone knows that song. Like, we expect, you want to send the people home happy too, right? So it's what we call a poo-poo platter of thought, emotion, and intentionality behind picking that song to close. So we'll go back around the horn. Groove Seeker, what are your thoughts on this one? And we're not going to listen. We're not going to judge musical tastes. This is just a very empirical kind of way to look at this. So if you want to talk about, some Herb Alpert or whatever, we're here for you. Lay it on us.
I have three.
Three, my man. Let's go.
Quick ones.
All
So
right.
Ryan Adams, I've seen him like 20 times. He closes every show with "Come Pick Me Up." It's a fan favorite. It's a great closer. You know what's coming. It's going to happen. No one leaves. Everybody stays. Everybody loves it.
I would think "So Alive" would be a great closing song, like great energy, high tempo. But yeah, I mean, "Come Pick Me Up" off Easy Tiger. That's a good one.
Second one's a Grateful Dead one. Now, the Dead don't really have a stereotypical closer, but they have some symbolic closer. So on Saturday night, they always close with "One More Saturday Night." It's just, it's coming. And then a favorite Dead, Grateful Dead or Dead family closer would be "Not Fade Away." Crowd just kind of takes them. Crowd just takes it away. But for more of a mainstream or a common closer would be Neil Young, "Rockin' in the Free World."
Well, it's funny you said that. I know you didn't see that, but Joel's here. He said Pearl Jam doing "Rocking in the Free World," or Ledbetter. But yeah, "Rockin' in the Free World" seems to be, at least the last couple of times. Kimbo, if you're still here, chime in. But seems to be their go-to closer for sure. I like it. Now here's one. The Record Keeper, 33 RPM, says, "Won't Get Fooled Again" by The Who. It's so good, even Pearl Jam uses it close. Yeah, see, Pearl Jam stealing. What's the expression? Ronaldo and I just shared this one the other day, that talent steals. Or no, talent borrows, genius steals. So this is true. This is true. All right. I like a Groove Seeker. Jose, you read the assignment, hopefully. Do you understand this one? What do you think?
Well, I'm gonna pick two popular ones. Don't worry.
Thank you.
And I have to leave like in 15 minutes.
Understood. The clock is ticking.
All right. So I'll pick two that just everybody here might know. So one is "Take Me to the River." The Talking Heads used to close most of their shows with that song, which I like. I don't know. I think it was a good closer because David Byrne, by that point, he was like sweaty and looking like ass. So that's pretty good.
And building houses.
Yes, he was burning houses. He was speaking in tongues.
He was burning down houses. It's a
burning down houses. Yeah,
I said he was building houses for the next LP.
Yes,
I need
and because I'm going right now to go see whatever the fuck I'm gonna go see. It's like a sort of King Crimson '80s thing that's happening. I'm picking one of my favorite songs, which is "Starless." And this is a good concert. You can get it very cheap. I think the problem with King Crimson is that if you collect CDs, it's heaven for you because they reissue a lot of great stuff on CD. But on vinyl, they don't give a fuck. And because I sold my Canadian concert was in Toronto, which had the best Starless. I'm showing this one, which is from LA. But great track they used to end things off. All right.
Jose, we got a question from Mark Boyd. He says, "Is that a real Most Right?" I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Most Right 12 string on the wall.
No. So this is Eastwood, which is a Canadian company that do. But the reason I have this one and I have a baritone one is because they sound really good. And they had, there was a 12-string Must Right, which I've never seen. So in this part of the world, you get what you can. But the baritone one, it's sounds pretty great, and it's one of the only baritones with a whammy bar. So it looks like it's the same. All right, there you go.
All right.
Cool.
Good choices. Mr. Rojas, best closing or closer song an artist or band can throw together for you.
There's a cover of "I Want to Hold Your Hand" on this Michael Fremer "I Can't Take a Joke" record. You know, it was cut by Kevin Gray. All right, let's be serious.
Wait. I haven't actually. Do you think he actually toured that record once?
I believe so. Actually,
You think he did? That would be amazing.
maybe like a.
Jose,
comedy
you never
tour.
read the stories where like he was on tour with Larry David and Stephen Wright, and they were playing all the swanky comedy clubs in the East Coast. You never heard that?
I missed that period in
Fake
class.
news. That's why, Jose. I just was testing your Michael Fremer loyalty.
Jeez,
Fail.
man.
His history class 101.
Yeah, fail. Come on.
All right, so one of my favorite is Pink Floyd, "Piper at the Gates of Dawn," "Bike," ends with "Bike," you know.
I
One
got
of the
the
best.
bike. It's a little red bike.
It's Jose's audition for Pink Floyd 2025. Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I believe on the US it doesn't end with "Bike." I don't remember. Let me know if I'm incorrect in the comments. But
Jason, Elliot Cruz says you are losing your influencer cred showing that one. I think he was talking
can't be talking about Guy Clark forever, Elliot Cruz. Come on.
Wow,
Jeez.
shots fired at Guy Clark. I can't believe this. No one is safe from service.
I'll say that if you're very high, one of the first time I ever got high as a kid, explains all. I was trying to mimic a lot of the noises in that Pink Floyd record because there's a lot of
Really
going on that record.
This one.
So it's a good exercise when you're high and you're trying to do all those weird sounds they're doing in the record. Recommend.
Jose, I have a drop just for you. Since you're going to leave, can I play it real quick?
Eating Mike Tyson's ass.
There you go. Mike Tyson's ass. That was for you, Jose.
The context
Eating Mike
of the
Tyson's
audio is
ass.
very much needed, but
Eating Mike Tyson's ass. Jose, I found that one just for you. So I had to play it.
the best Genesis record. And fuck Phil Collins, by the way.
Oh my gosh, Chad! I'm sorry. I know Chad. My friend Chad is watching.
He's like eating like takeout Chinese food. He was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, man?"
Here's one of the best. Ends with the knife on, I believe, what is this? 71 or 72? Trespass.
73.
Genesis.
Isn't it 73? The year Dark Side.
No, because
before
74 was Selling England by the Pound, I think.
But that's before, right?
Or 74 is Lamb. 72, 73.
Wait, what? No fucking Phil Collins? He's a badass. Yeah, he has a bad ass. That's why he should have stayed down, sitting down, playing drums. Fucking I Can't Dance bullshit song. All right, go ahead.
I agree with Jose. Not in so much hatred though, but I'm Genesis.
Peter Gabriel.
Yeah,
Peter Gabriel's the.
I mean, great cover here. Look at this. You know.
They should have changed their name. That's my thing. They should have changed their name. They don't sound the same. Peter Gabriel was
New Genesis. New Genesis, would that have been better, Jose? New Genesis with Phil Collins.
Genesis.
Well, they did that. You might laugh, but they did that with what's the airplane? Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah, Jefferson Starship, right? Like, I mean, it
They
was
did that.
a deviation, yes. Which picture
All
that's
right.
still available at your local independent record store of Jefferson.
But wasn't that the 80s? That was the 80s.
It's really cool with the lyric sheet. It's pretty badass.
I like the record. It's a pretty record. It sounds like Peter Gabriel was like in a corner, just like crying with makeup on.
What?
That's what he sounds like on that record. And yeah, Phil Collins can go fuck himself. But yeah.
Jose doesn't hate; he's just passionate. This is from my friend Eddie.
He gets it.
He gets it. I like it.
All right, I have to leave in 5.
5 minutes. Jose is literally clocking. He's clocking us down. All right, Arnaldo. Jason, any more? Or I'll move to Arnaldo.
Move to Arnaldo.
All right, Arnaldo, because we've only got 5 more minutes of Jose magic. Arnaldo,
I don't have anything to show, so I got my list here.
Why don't I have anything?
So no, well, I got my list. Like, what am I
All
going
right.
to show? We're talking about a song, you know.
Yeah.
I think I think one of the best closers of all time. If you've seen him live, you will probably agree. And it's a medley. Paul
No.
McCartney closing the show with Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight, the end. I think that is probably one of the best closers ever.
Awesome.
In my opinion. Then, of course, I've seen The Cure many times live. And when they close the show with Boys Don't Cry, I think that's the perfect ending. After 3.5 hours, right? They still have the energy to do Boys Don't Cry. And how can we not forget the greatest band of all time? Live band of all time?
Zack Attack, fronted by Zach Morris. Zack Attack.
Wait, are you going to make a Fish reference right now?
No.
Oh my God.
The Rolling Stones.
Oh.
I can't get no satisfaction.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
In 5 years, they won't be able to get up. You know, so you know.
Well, if it's only Mick Jagger singing, isn't that enough?
That's a strong list.
That's a strong list. See, Arnaldo took the assignment seriously,
Yeah.
and he knocked it out of the park. So I'm gonna, child of the 80s and 90s. I'm gonna hit you with some of the new style. Metallica, Sandman. That's the one. If you go to a Metallica show, that's the one that brings the kids and the olds together.
Adam Sandler. The Sandman.
Happy Gilmore 2 coming to theaters 4/27.
Concert. Come and go.
Netflix 5/2, just to let you know. Cheap plug. We have so many sponsors on this program. Another one, and this is kind of hokey. It's a karaoke classic. Think about Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline. I know he doesn't perform anymore, but that was a pretty good one. Foo Fighters, Jose's favorite band. Everlong is a good closer. I know Dave Grohl says that's a dance song. I don't know if it really dance to Everlong, but so be it. And then I just recently saw Jack White, even though he didn't close with this. Seven Nation Army is it's a good one. It's a good way to send the people home. You go to a concert, you want to play the hits. There's nothing worse than paying top dollar for a concert, and then they've changed all the songs. They've done different arrangements. Like Clapton does like these weird new arrangements that are just easier for his hands to play, I guess. I don't know. Nobody likes that. Nobody wants that. So play the hits. And for me, those are ones that even when like a really easy one, Elton John, just had that the last tour, even though he's still playing in Vegas, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. It's pretty far away. That's a pretty good way to kind of close it out. So Jose, is it time? Is it clobbering time?
It is time. All right.
Have a good show, man.
Well, Jose, enjoy your show. I'm going to sign off the podcast proper. Don't leave. If you know how we do this, you know what we're doing. We're signing off for podcast proper, but we're going to sign off because Jose is going to a rock and roll festival show, concert, King Crimson. It's some of the guys. Yeah. So it's not like a cover band. It's not like a imitation band. So, Jose, I hope you have.
It is Steve Vai, I'm not a Steve Vai.
What are they billed as? King Crimson?
Oh, Beat.
Okay, yeah, because
one of the three
without Robert Fripp, you can't call it King Crimson.
No, but they have their blessing, and again, it's two of the members in the '80s. Not a big Steve Vai fan, but he was in Frank Zappa's band, so he has my full.
Steve Vai also produced "Bad for Good." I talked about it. I got the CD. I don't have it with me, but Steve Vai.
Well, if I see him, I'm not gonna tell him that, but I might ask him about Frank Zappa. He probably I have a curiosity what Frank Zappa smelled like. He probably smelled like cigarette ass. All right,
cigarette ass.
Hey,
Jose, enjoy your show.
Jose.
Thanks for joining.
Enjoy King Crimson Starship tonight.
It's the '80s. Yes. All right.
Have a great show, man.
Bye. Get all your money's worth at Vinyl Vault.
The Vinyl Vault. Jose, I got one more drop for you. This one's just for you. Vinyl Vault is now officially, this is breaking news, a sponsor of the program. Let's place our first order. Hang on. I think I'm going to find it. No, I can't find it.
You're taking as long as that website takes to load sometimes.
Okay, we got an order pending on the vinyl vault. It's going through right now. All right, Jose, have a good show.
All right, bye.
See ya. And then there were 4 winding down podcast proper. Jason Rojas, stick around. We've got more for you. Jason, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me back on, Concert Buddy. You know,
Always. Groove Seeker. Stick around. We've got more, but thank you for joining us for podcast proper and coming correct. I think that's what the young say, coming correct.
Happy to be here.
And then Arnaldo, first to arrive, still alive. Arnaldo, thanks for joining us.
Peace out. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Now, you ready for this? You guys have seen it before. This is how we know we're in the freestyle.
That's very that's very Stranger Things. Kind of 80s.
A little synth.
Yeah.
A little dark. John Carpenter did just get a Hollywood star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame recently, so it's the most we can play without getting struck down by the copyright gods.
Just
All right.
recently?
Yeah. Kurt Russell was there. I think Kurt Russell spoke.
Wow.
Yeah. But you know what the gimmick is you have to pay for it. I don't know if that was the hold up because they've given far less stars than John Carpenter stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I think it's like $30,000. You have to pay for it.
Oh.
It's always a
It's
racket.
like the adopt the highway version of LA. Yeah.
More or less. You have to think about all the homeless people sleeping on these stars, and it's a real brand play. So I can understand some people's reluctance to get involved.
Crazy.
All right. Well, guys, we call this the freestyle. There's a little structure, a little not. But we have a game, kind of. But before we do, Arnaldo hit me before the show started. Should we give the people a little bit more Record Store Day, Arnaldo, or should we keep that in our back pocket? Because we do have some data.
It's up to you.
Like here's what I'll say. What did you? So Arnaldo, he's our insider. If you don't know, go watch the interview I did with Arnaldo and watch every episode of Surface Noise. I think you'll pick up what he's putting down. But Arnaldo has the data behind RSD sales, and what are a couple of things that stuck out to you, and then we'll move to the game because it's good to hear data.
I got to pull up the list. Hold on just a second.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So I pulled the SoundScan chart for this week, which is basically the week ending with Record Store Day. And guess what? The most sold record album. Let's not say record because we know that Taylor Swift 45 was the most sold piece of Record Store Day. Let's take guesses on which release was landed at number 2 on the vinyl sale chart, because number 1 was Bon Iver's Sable Fable, so that was a new release that week.
Right.
Which was the highest selling release of Record Store Day?
Post Malone.
Great guess. Chris, what do you think?
I have no idea.
I would say that the 900 copies of JJ Grey, that was really probably 90,000 copies. But
What was the other pop one that came out?
I'm going to go Dada. I know there's Dada haters out there. I'm going to say Dada for mine. Chris, what do you think?
Did Charlie XCX have a Record Store Day release?
She did. She had a 45.
I'm going to go with
She had
that.
a few.
Oh, it was a 45, so that doesn't count.
It was a 45.
She had like a 12.
And she also had a 12-inch.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with it.
Jason wins.
Oh yeah, that post.
Again, we got Rojas
with
again.
12,000 copies scanned. And
Go Posty.
the one that surprised me, Chance, why don't I just send this to you? Do you want me to send it to you?
Yeah, sure.
Number 3 was Gracie Abrams. I mean, number 2 is Gracie Abrams, which I didn't expect that they made 10,000 copies of that.
Yeah, just send it to me in the private chat and I'll throw it up.
Yeah, and then
Arnaldo, can I ask you a question just
yes.
quickly about the SoundScan? So is this sales from the distributor to the store that they count?
These
or
are
do they
scanned
count
at the store,
scanned
not
at the
shipped, scanned at the store.
store? Okay.
So, but most of these titles sell through. So that's the whole thing, that some people call it I don't want to say the scam of Record Store Day, but if you, Jason is like, but if you get a release on Record Store Day, you're almost guaranteed to sell through at least 90% of your stock, because all of the stores, all distributors order everything because it's such a high volume sales day that you'll have, what is it, 1,500, 2,000 record stores that are ordering. So it's really easy to blow through a run of 3,000. You just got to place one or two.
So Dom raises a good point here. Says only from stores that report too, so it's probably even higher.
Well, actually, Dom, last year, Music Connect made a whole big announcement of how they're going to be treating indies. So in years past, when I would check this list, I would notice that key releases from Record Store Day didn't even appear because they weren't probably part of the reporting stores. So I guess they got so much scrutiny because of that, or so much shit because of that, that they revamped how they're collecting data from indie stores. Whereas before they were, I guess, extrapolating the sales and predicting what, through extrapolation, what the sales figures were. Now I think they're actually better scanning what these indie stores are reporting. And you'd be surprised, because some releases that I did look up, which had a a run of like 4,000 units, for example, exactly 4,000 units appear scanned. So I think now they're very accurate in terms of like reporting.
All right, yeah, send me that in the secret chat. We've got, it's like a conduit of information during the presentation. I'm kind of doing some inside baseball here. The private chat is where all the secrets are revealed. So I will throw that up if you send it to me. Arnaldo. Yes. I guess technically I should send freestyle, even though I'll take this away when we play this game here in a second.
Yeah, that's why I asked if it was done from the distributor, based upon seeking a threads comment, because obviously some scores don't see it. And then
hang on, you scared Dom off. You scared Arnaldo. Look, he says, I didn't know they revised that. Arnaldo schooled. Now I have to exit. Good night. You just
oh,
Dom, don't leave in shame. Arnaldo did not mean to just totally destroy you right there.
No, but he's totally right about that. He's totally right, because in years past, people would look at the chart and think, what the hell? It's like, where are all the Record Store Day releases? So you got to give me a minute chance, because I got to transfer.
Well, here's the good news. So here's one thing I'll stall. This is what we call the stall. So Jason Rojas did a Jedi mind trick on me last year, in that I didn't collect 45s too often, and now it seems to be one of my it's my new little secret thing I like to do. And as I was telling the guys before we started, I really like, because I've always collected 90s records, and some of these songs I didn't even know came out on 45 until I've been, again, when it keeps the hobby fun, it's fun, right? So I've been buying a lot of what's called for jukebox only releases, right? So these are songs like this one is Megadeth. This is Trust. It's not the best Megadeth song or album, by the way. But anyway, what really is fun is that these jukebox only releases, you come with the jukebox strip, Daddy. So Jason didn't influence me. This is his influence plus one, because now I've gotten to the point where I am looking at labels. I am, to what Chris was talking about before, I'm also looking for jukebox only releases. In fact, all of these, like here's a good example. Did you know the band POD, it stands for Payable on Death. Payable on Death. They're from the 90s and 2000s. They did reissues. I think they had a couple albums that probably hit wax. Here's a 45.
Oh, wow.
This is Youth of the Nation and
Nice.
Alive. And,
Awesome.
dude, and see, again, I didn't even know these things existed. And then when you round it out with that's just fun. Like that's keeping to me that keeps the hobby fun, right? Because it's new, it's different, it's fresh, and it's the shit I already like. I just didn't know that I don't have the Jessica Simpson in there, Jason, but
Shout out to Malaya.
shout out to Malaya. We do have. I don't know if you've heard of these guys. They're Canadians, the Bare Naked Ladies. So this is,
Oh man, you got 1 week.
yeah, we got 1 week coming in hot. Yeah. So anyway, long
that's
story
nice.
long, it just keeps it fresh, keeps it interesting. And I don't have any examples, but the way I'm housing these in my Vinyl Storage Solutions cheap plug sleeves is a lot of fun. So, you sent me the email, Arnold. Oh man, I've got.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm a little. I don't know how to drop a file into this private.
Oh,
chat.
it's a file. Okay.
Can you drop a file? I don't think you can. Because all it does is copy the name of it.
No. Oh, I better scan this. Hang on. All right, let me do this.
I have a question about this sound scan, Ronaldo. Does it show 1,500 wickeds were scanned?
Well, that's interesting. That's what I went to, and we'll take a look at it.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Is that a tease in the business, Chance?
I don't know. So you sent me a spreadsheet. I'm on Mac. I don't think I can open this.
Oh man.
Do you have Office? Do you have Office 365? You just drop it as a link, maybe?
Well, if he sent it to the Gmail, it should open up in.
Oh yeah. Listen, we're getting real smart. Good call, Jason. Yes, you're right. Yeah. Yeah. See. Hey. Oh no. Hang on. No. Yeah, Google Sheets. Here we go. Sure. I think this is going to work, guys. I think. Listen, we listen to vinyl, so of course, technology is giving out our strong suit. All right, let's see. Yep, here we go. All right, hold please. Here we go. Everyone on the edge of their seats, as they said in Jurassic Park, hold on to your butts. We're about to go live. Bill O'Reilly.
I highlighted in green.
There's a lot of green on here, yes. So hang on. Let's go with. Got it. Oh man, I'm gonna have to do this. Let's go. Yes, I got it. Hold on. So let's go. Command plus.
Just when I thought I escaped Excel warfare for the day. Here we go.
I spent hours a day and it's living in spreadsheets, and here I am back. That's why I was on the Mac. I can avoid the. All right. So Arnaldo, you said the green is the things we wanted to talk about. So
well,
guys,
the greens are all the RSD releases.
Oh, in green. Got it. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So you've got Post Malone here. You've got
the number of units. If you scroll over to the right.
Oh, for
PC. Too much to the right.
I know how to drive an Excel spreadsheet. Yes, 12,000
some columns.
Yeah, we need to hide some columns. This is why they call it the freestyle, because we're really doing it on. There we go. Boom. So is that TW total week sales? Is that TW?
This week's sales.
Got it. Okay. So is it 12,000 posties? Is that right?
That's correct.
Excellent.
Wow.
Excellent. All right. Then Gracie Abrams. Sorry, almost 11,000. The Rage number that's a surprise.
I didn't even know that was out.
I didn't get that yet.
So the last record store day thing they did for it was a DNC of like 2008 sounded like buttholes. So awful. So that's why I had zero interest. So hopefully this sounds better. I think some people maybe in the gallery picked this one up, but look at this. Okay, Talking Heads. Yeah, of course, number 9 on the overall list. So, Arnaldo, what else stood out to you on this list as we're kind of...
So if you scroll down to the Wicked...
Yes, number 22 on the overall.
I did not highlight that because it shows 5,000. And that's obviously wrong because whoever... Okay, the labels provide information to SoundScan or Music Connect or Illuminate, whatever it's called.
Yep.
Where to link the sales for that product. Typically, multiple variants, right, get linked, even though they have different barcodes, they can get linked all to one release. So for Taylor Swift, with her 5 or 10 different variants, all of the sales add up for one album.
Sure.
And the person who did this added the Wicked soundtrack to the one that's already existing.
Yes, exists, yeah.
So you see 5,000 there, but that is including the record store day as well as the one that's currently in the market. And if you expand those columns, the ones that you hid,
Oh no. No, I'm gonna butcher this. I'm not a Google.
So Arnaldo, while Chance is doing that, is that why they put those stickers over the barcode for variants?
it's possible because I don't know. Is the cover different?
The cover's different on the Wicked, I think.
Is it? Because
I
typically,
think so.
if there's a barcode change, and that typically happens when they print only one cover, but they have different color variants. So instead of creating different artwork, they just paste the barcode. So if you look at that release, you'll see that the previous week,
Last week, 19th.
well, yeah, it tells you also previous week sales. It should tell you. Scroll over.
There we go.
There you go.
2000, yeah, 2200.
So, right. It's you should subtract. So you kind of have to guess what last week's release did, like the previous week's release did. We know they said that they only did 2,000. So did the other one really scan 3,000 units? It's possible. Sure. But yeah, that's the shady part where it's hard to tell what it is.
Kimbo is correct. He said, "Good thing Jose is not here for this." That's right.
He'd be shitting on this all the way.
Yeah, he would be taking a massive steamer on us, unfortunately.
All right, we can move on now. There was
Arnold, one other quick question about this SoundScan stuff. So if a label is doing direct to consumer, i.e. like Rhino Hi-Fi or Chat or whatever, does that get captured in this?
It does, but it's on, you have to, it's called non-traditional.
Okay.
Whenever you do D2C or tour, because bands sell stuff on tour as well, all of those units from the D2C and from tour stock get reported under non-traditional.
Okay.
Elliot, cool. Bad news. Elliot asks, is Rye Cooter on there? And I'm not seeing Rye Cooter in the top.
Right.
30.
That's for the olds. Come on now.
Yeah, sorry.
It's not on there.
Elliot.
It's old non-traditional.
Yeah. Listen, that's
like the Grammy Awards, like they don't air is the Rye Cooter SoundScan.
Wow, I'm shocked that Judas Priest was like high up there. Oh,
hey, don't sleep on metalheads. Actually, I don't even think I talked about hard stuff to collect. Metal records, used metal records.
Megaforce.
Well, yeah, Megaforce. Yeah, anything on Megaforce is, I mean, good luck. Especially silver label stuff before Metallica switched to electric. Good luck.
And another label that's hard to collect. I didn't mention that because I thought Chance was going to talk about it. Sub Pop.
Oh, sure. Yeah, original stuff. Not the stuff you buy at the tourist thing in downtown Seattle.
No, early original.
Real deal, Mudhoney. Like
Love Buzz. Love Buzz was on Sub Pop, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Vinyl Piper has 7 copies of Love Buzz.
I can't even. I can't.
Go get it. Go get it.
Can't.
Go get it. Go get it, Jason. You haven't showed that one.
Jason,
I don't have Love Buzz.
Toothbrush holder. I saw it when I was in your restroom. I saw Love Buzz. It was really right next to the toothbrush holder. Yeah.
I have one other quick question on that SoundScan. You have to bring it back up. Was the Oasis box on there?
I have it still up.
Scroll down. Probably wasn't because that's the top 50, and I think the lowest charting one was 3,000 copies.
Yeah, the lowest. The lowest was 3,570. So yeah, and Oasis, I think they only made what 2,000.
They only did 2,000 on Oasis. Okay.
All right, so I already told Chance because I showed him. So can you guys guess how many Taylor Swift were sold?
Hang on. I'd like to do a poll. This is where I'm going to blow people's mind. We're going to do a poll, and we're going to let the audience weigh in on too. You ready? Awesome. So here we go. Start a poll. Taylor, hang on. Here we go. How many Taylors sold for RSD? All right, you ready? Here we go. More than. Okay. And more. Well, I'm so prepared. I'm super duper prepared. All right. Now, when I flash this, guys and gals of the gallery, this means units sold, not sales dollars or anything like that. So The choices are more than 20,000 units, more than 50,000 units, more than 100,000 units. So we'll go around the dais and then we'll check the poll and then we'll get in. So Groove Seeker, pick one. What do you think?
I mean, that Long Pond sold like 75, right? So it's got to be over 100. Do you want the exact number or the range?
Yeah, this is this range. So you're going to go over 100.
I'm going to go, yeah, I'm going to go 6 figures.
All right, Mr. Rojas.
You know, I underestimated what was going on at Waterloo Records.
Northern Revolution's Rob, the biggest Taylor fan in the vinyl community, is here. He has been woken from his Canadian slumber. he was in the forest and he heard us say Taylor Swift, and he just woke up. He washed his face with maple syrup and he's in the game. So my man, Jason, what do you think? More than 20, more than 50, or more than 100?
More than 100. I'll vote for that.
Wow. Okay, so I have to abstain because I do know the answer. Arnaldo obviously knows the answer. Let's give the poll just a little bit more juice. We've got a couple guesses. KRWD saying over 100K. Kevin, me, myself, and my vinyl. I'm finally here. Yes. Jeff K. Myers, it was a single and every store got a lot. Gotta be a lot. Gotta be a lot. Nick Fantasy. The Mount Rushmore are nice guys in the vinyl community. He's going to go also with 100K. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Kimbo, who I believe is a numbers guy, says 18,000. He didn't even go for our choices. He wanted to go 18,000, which I think Bob Barker would disqualify the answer. That's too low. They would throw you off of the Showcase Showdown because, yeah. So let's see what we got. All right, Cesar, more than 50K. Greg, OJC's 40K. All right, well, this is when, so I'm going to end the poll. We've had a lot of time. And when I say a lot of time, you say, oh, no, there it is. Okay, are you ready for this? Here we go. I got to hit this. I mean, you guys aren't, I mean, literally, this is what people pay for. This is what people pay for. So the poll says we had 46% of the poll more than 50,000, 34% said more than 20,000, and 19% said more than 100,000. Arnaldo, can you set these suckers straight? How many sold for Record Store Day? Oh, hang on.
What is that?
Oh my gosh! Here we go. Hold it steady, Captain. Hold it steady, Captain. The number 57750. So just under 60,000 units.
Wow.
Kimbo came up a little short, not the first time.
Lofty also had a single. I didn't know that. 12,000.
I don't remember seeing that.
That's a good week for the Post Malone bank account too, I would assume, right? Between the Nirvana and was he on the B side of the remix or something on that, Taylor?
Yes.
Yeah, and the Charlie XCX as well.
Good question. Yeah, Charlie XCX just over the 10,000 unit mark. All right. Arnaldo, you just got a message your dry cleaning's done. So you got a text from your dry cleaner. Me, myself, and my vinyl says, how much are they going for online? Anybody have any idea? I did not partake. Jason, Rojas, I know you're a big Swiftie too. So I don't want to out you, but you are probably on the panel. You're probably our go-to Taylor Swift expert.
Jeez.
What do you think?
Know this.
What are these things going for? Any idea?
There's no way it's selling for more than Lakes. You got to be honest here.
No. That one will be at the Austin Record Show next week. I'm sure for $300, like it's been the last 3 years.
Right,
oh, hang on. This isn't a vinyl auction. We've got bids: $20, $2 from Scotty. I mean, guys.
Oh, there's plenty. Starts at 40.
Okay, so MSRP is about 20. Call it, like some people charge more, some people charge less.
Well, like 20 US, 40 for the European.
Okay.
Wow. Cool.
Well,
plenty.
We call that good and plenty. Wasn't that the candy?
That's it. Her reign is over.
she's been beaten. You've been beaten. All right. Now I got to ask for patience because I've never done one of these on the show proper. Again, we are the show of record. We do show records. We're doing, I think, a game, I believe is the term for this. A ranking. I think some people call it the this or that. I don't know. I don't know what these things are called. But this is what we're going to call the biggest, and I know Arnaldo's ready. This is what woke up Arnaldo this morning for the biggest pet peeves in record collecting, ranked. So this is how we're going to do this. I'm sure you guys have seen how these work. We drag them, etc. So before I show you the entries and how we're going to rank this, the rankings, if you can read this, Kevin, I know you're in the gallery, you probably can't read this, but essentially there are 5 groupings. First one is "Come on, man." It's something. It's maybe a small annoyance, but not a big deal. The next one is something. Live with it. I'll live with it. Next one is "Not a fan." That's when you start to get a little angry. I wish the colors were more representative of this. Then you're getting into annoying AF. If Jose was here, he would say what the F means, but we can assume what that means. And then the worst is simply the worst. You remember Tina Turner, "Simply the best"? This is pet peeves that are simply the worst. Now, you're probably asking yourself, guys, what are the contenders for such a dubious or illustrious show? And I'm going to show you. So I'm going to stop sharing that one because I got to show you a different version because there's some work went into this. I got to be honest. All right. So now,
do you have an entry for VMP records for Arnaldo? Is that not on the?
They get a special category.
Right.
So, that's not what I wanted to do. Hang on, hold please. All right. So this is what I was going to do, but so the categories are bad quality control. Bad quality control, as you can see here.
Blind? You have blind people running that one?
Bad quality control. Too many variants. If you remember this Chili Peppers record with more variants than letters in the name Red Hot Chili Peppers, too many variants. Paper sleeves. Everybody loves paper sleeves, right? Psych. Seam split. Now, there's 2 categories of seam split. There's seam splits where the record is pointing up and you know somebody is too rough with it or it's not packed right, and you get what we call the organic split. And then you get what we call the old school traditional split, where you can usually repair these. These aren't as big a deal as the ones that are, we call them kamikazes, I guess. Arnaldo's favorite, corner dings, and of course, I had to show some Vinyl. I think Vinyl Me Please was synonymous with corner. I'm not. I mean, they're not dead yet, right? So I'm not. Do you want to see a dead body? Not yet. Low quality mailer. This is a personal one for me. Call these Uline mailers. These are just straight trash. I hate these so much. I'm calling this one lack of support. People don't know how to pack a record. You don't use stiffeners or no bubble wrap or any of that sort of thing. Here's a good one. Flippers or retail arbitrage. So coming right off, this would have been a great segue into record store day. How about dirty new vinyl? Don't you love that feeling of opening a brand new record and it looks like it went through a cocaine factory? I love that. I don't know about you guys. How about special edition reissues? Because, no one has a copy of Kind of Blue or Revolver. My favorite, 1-year anniversary vinyl, because nothing says I love an album more than the 1-year anniversary. How about one-step vinyl reissues? Why pay $30 for a reissue when you could pay $130 for another one? I call this one hype sticker word salad. This is a new phenomenon that when you buy a record, it also comes with an abacus and an Encyclopedia Britannica. And then marketing buzzwords. I'm just going to read a few. Long out of print, anniversary edition, limited eco vinyl, 180-gram vinyl, mastered by whoever, from the master tapes. And then everyone's favorite, inconsistent grading, VG+++, excellent condition, unplayed condition, minty fresh condition, etc. Record cleaning talk. I don't know if we'll get to this one, but this was always a big favorite. And then tight record bins. Everyone loves going to your local store or record show, and you can't even look what's in the vendor's wares. Overpriced record guy or girl, and a personal favorite, going back to CDs guy. so these are
making a comeback.
I wonder how many copies he has of REM Monster. We gotta zoom in on that.
He's got we call it a shit ton, I believe is the unit of measure. All right, so now I gotta quit sharing. So now we know. Is everyone familiar with what we got cooking? So now I'm gonna switch.
Oh my gosh!
Here we go. The record collector pet peeve. This is gonna be interesting. And Galler, please weigh in because I'm gonna flash up comments. I definitely want you to participate. So now, everyone clear on the tiers. So let's start with bad quality control. Bad quality control. Groove Seeker, where do you rank this bad quality control?
You're simply the worst.
Simply the worst. Bad quality control. Arnaldo or Jason, do we have any argument to bad quality control just being simply the worst?
I'm just going to quote, the influencers who are watching us. You just throw it in the humdinger. Whatever that near mint became a VG plus 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 plus. Okay, so.
I like it. All right, so I think is Gallery, is there uniformity that bad quality control simply the worst? Tell me if I'm wrong. All right, Arnaldo, next up for you. Where do you stand on dirty new vinyl?
I mean, that's up there too, because it's like it's bad quality control, or maybe second step.
Okay, so do you feel that it
may be annoying?
Okay, annoying AF. All right, that's
because at least you could clean it. That example that you put up top, that's not, you can't do anything with that record.
What, you've never had a record with 6 inner labels? I mean, come on. Yes, I like it. Cesar, the worst. You're right. All right, I like it. See, this is going pretty well. It's pretty well. We've got about 20 of these, so I need to pace ourselves. Now, Elliot, it's like when you mention record cleaning, Elliot, similar to Rob with Taylor Swift, when you mention record cleaning, Elliot comes from the shadows, and he's ready to talk about Palmolive and all that kind of stuff. All right, Mr. Rojas, where do you stand on low-quality mailers? I'm thinking like the U-line. I'm not talking about the goodies like the Whiplash or the high-level box. I'm talking about I want to buy as many record boxes as I can for 3 cents a piece, and I don't care once the product leaves my store. Pardon my French, fuck them customers.
We should be thankful that there are no record sellers on Mars. There's no trees on Mars. So therefore, they'll be putting it in Mars rocks,
Fair. Do you feel this is annoying or simply the worst? Or not a fan?
I'm just not a fan of it,
Okay.
I mean, It could have been worse, right? They could have put it in a paper envelope and
like Amazon sometimes.
That's right.
Papa Roach Infest. I got it literally with a shipping sticker on the album. Like there was no bag, there was no envelope. They literally just put the shipping label. I couldn't believe it. I should have taken a picture. This is years ago, but
can you put Kimbo's comment?
Yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one. He says, as long as it's not a pizza box, I'm okay.
Now I'm going to start a record store called Pizza Box Records, and we'll just ship in pizza boxes. That's it.
I mean, if you've ever been on the Hoffman forums, what I call the butthole of the vinyl community, there have been pictures of people with soiled pizza boxes used as shipping materials. It's right up there with the guys who steal the USPS priority boxes, turn them inside out, and then ship your record in a priority box, but don't pay priority. Funny how that works. Music in the House says, I've had dudes ship me records and some leftover cardboard shoebox scraps. Okay.
Oh my God.
I mean, nice ones or like poor ones,
Yeah, were they boxes from my friends at the Swoosh, or were these like K-Swiss or like Shack shoes? I mean,
it's like cardboard. Skechers, right? Skechers ink and a
shape-ups. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Amazon used to do that. Oh, a big box. Oh, So Scott raises a good one. He says, or a big box with peanuts. Yes. So you have a big box and one record, and then they fill it with those foam peanuts. That's not good. That's beyond.
Well, I mean, they care, right? I mean, if they're giving you like 3 peanuts in the box and then your record's just shaking in there.
Agreed. Agreed.
That's like a shake and bake record right there.
That's what we call the Ricky Bobby. This is the Ricky Bobby McGillicuddy. All right. Groove Seeker, coming back to you on this next one. Also of the packaging variety. Where do you stand on the lack of packing materials inside the carton? Let's say they get the box right, which is a win in and of itself. But then they don't put enough stiffeners, they don't put the bubble wrap, and you get some of those seam splits like we saw before. Where do you stand on lack of support inside of the mailing carton?
Tina Turner, baby. Simply the worst.
Simply the worst. Oh, wow. Let's be honest. When you see that box and you're like, oh, first thing, you get that record in the mail. Oh, good. First for me, check. Okay, they used a good box. Then when you pick it up and you can feel it in your hand sliding. Yeah, it's like a shotgun. Then you already know, and I know Arnold and I've talked about this. You're like, okay, how many seam splits did this record experience? All right, I like it. What now, hang on, we've got a question. Vinyl Kicks. What do you mean by soiled? Pee pee poo poo? Yes, pee pee poo poo. Greasy pizza was left on the cardboard. I mean, it's soiled. Soiled. I think it's soiled.
The record was shipped by Jose's Tomato Lady, you know. Jeez.
Now she Tomato Lady uses nice packaging from what I've heard. All right, I'm
when they ship it in the pizza boxes, they put those lawn chair table, the plastic things.
Oh, that would be great. Well. You know, maybe a free olive too. You know.
All right. Yeah. Oh, here we go. A little grease on every vinyl sold. See, you could turn this into a whole marketing campaign. It could go extremely well. All right, Rojas, Mr. Rojas, you're up. Where do you land on paper sleeves?
Oof.
Paper sleeves in today's vinyl climate, let's call it, the use of paper sleeves. First run paper sleeves.
All right, here I'm going to tell you something. Do you like paper scuffs? Okay, so you get a paper scuff on that record, and then you try to resell that record. They're not going to believe you when you say that it came that way. They will not believe you. No. You're guilty as charged, and then you won't be getting that, that money you think you deserve for it, right?
So if I'm reading between the tea leaves, are we going to put this as annoying AF? Or
I'm just not a fan?
Not a fan. Or we've got back-to-back not a fans from Mr. Rojas. Arnaldo.
Yeah.
Are you paper sleeves not a fan?
Not a fan.
Not a fan. Okay, I think that's fair enough to say. Now, Kimbo, this is a family show. He says, my Freak Nasty, the dip was soiled. Kimbo. that reference went over so many people's heads.
Wow.
But I got it, and I like what you did there. Vinyl Kicks raises a fair point. A little pizza grease helps the stylus track better. I think that's probably fair. So maybe, Jason, you're onto something with the pizza box revolution. I think this could be
Pizza Box Records.
Right, Pizza Box Records. Coming to a strip mall near you. Joel asks, he says, if you buy a sealed record, you okay with the store slicing it open to ship outside the sleeve? Yes. Every time. In fact, I just ordered something, again, not to bring up Record Store Day, but some of these Record Store Day UK releases are trickling into stores. I bought one from 1234 Records in Oakland, 1234 Go maybe in Oakland. And I asked them that very question, to which they replied back, happy to do it. Just want you to know that if we do this, you can't return it. I'm like, fair enough. So that's the risk you take. As Chris knows, these things sometimes for Record Store Day come in not so flat, as they like to say, not so flat. But I'm willing to take it because I know the risk. Yep. All right, Arnaldo, I'm going to give you corner dings. Our friends at Vinyl Me Please, brought to you by our friends at Vinyl Me Please. Where do corner dings reside on this list? The pantheon, Arnaldo, for you. Record collecting pet peeves.
Annoying as fuck.
Yes. And why is that, Arnaldo?
Well, if nothing was done to prevent the corner ding, then it's annoying as fuck. most of Vinyl Me Please corner dings was because of the shitty mailer.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest. It's arguably the shittiest mailer in the business. Outside of the U line, the Vinyl Me Please, like they're going to have a display in the how not to guide, and terrible. Hate it. Vinyl and Kicks is right. Corner ding simply the worst. I don't disagree with that. DJ Vinyl Vertigo Sky says annoying as fuck. He's got, I can't even count how many exclamation marks are there. So Scott is really fired up. I like it. Nick Fantasy says, I ask people to open sealed records and put them behind the cover in an hour. Yep. That's the best practice. If anything, if anybody takes from us, is that is a good practice. Good to see Dawson's here. Dawson, hello. Engelberg Humperdinck, Patsy Cline, rumors, can't find them anywhere. Vinyl joke. Okay. All right. Who's up? Are we back around the horn? Chris, are you up on the next one, I think?
Sure.
Let's go with flippers. Those dirty flippers. Or some call it, and I'll call it affectionately, retail arbitrage. This is when you find something, and let's just use new vinyl for the sake of this discussion. And you can buy a record for $20 at your local that then you can put instantly online for double. Where do you live, or where do you stand with flippers that perform retail arbitrage?
Just live with it.
Okay. So this is like, just it's one of those things.
It is what it is. I mean, what's really new stock getting flipped outside of RSD stuff? Nothing anymore, right?
Oh, trust me, there's a lot.
Yeah. Give me some examples.
So
variants, D2C
variants. Well,
website, artist website only, artist exclusive.
Well, yeah. Now you know where I stand on variants. So, yeah, I mean, you're right. That was a pretty stupid comment. There is stuff getting flipped. I just not the stuff that I don't think I'm going after. So I'm just a live with it guy.
So Vinyl and Kick says flippers. He'd say live with it. People are paying the high prices are the ones to blame.
Well, if you look at it from that side, they're providing a service. They're a different alternative distribution channel, let's call it.
And let's be honest, records is
bringing the record where to people that did not have the opportunity to get it.
Just capitalism.
Call it.
Mo money. Yeah. Think about sneakerheads. Think about these Pokemon. Have you seen? Speaking of, not to get off on a tangent, they call them. What do they call them? It's reseller scum, vultures. The people who buy the Pokemon cards, they wait for people to stock the shelves at Walmarts and stuff, and then grown men are getting in fist fights to get sealed Pokemon card like boxes. Like this is.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
It's like the latest. Like I've seen it on the social media. I mean, literally, these grown men are fist bombing each other over Charizards and whatever. It's unbelievable. But
the bad thing about flippers, and I think I saw this in the sneaker game forever, is that it'll burn out the hobby. It'll burn it out and then the manufacturers take advantage of the flip also. That's why you get 19 color variants. Joel's coming in hot.
This one I got it. I mean, I know I've played it a lot. Today, this is a hot take if I've ever seen one. He says, plot twist: store owners or employees using burner accounts to flip records.
Ouch!
Can you imagine? I mean, there's no doubt this happens, but.
Well, I've never seen a Vinyl Vault account called UHQR Diapers.
UHQR Diapers.
That's bullshit.
That is bullshit. That's right. All right. I like it.
How is it any different than a certain online store raising the price of their own releases when they start to become limited stock?
Oh, that feels like that's some tea that needs to be spilled. Are we talking about?
It's no different than that, right?
What are you
I don't
talking
know. I don't
about?
think-
I opened my closet.
Either
There
you
was a
lost-
bunch of CCR boxes waiting there. I mean,
either
so
you
I
lost,
called the vinyl vault, you know?
either you lost the license, or you're price gouging, right?
Yes. Again, vinyl is no stranger.
It's a, you know, Arnaldo, it's a technique, you know?
Hmm.
It was limited until I opened up my closet. I mean, my back room. And there was like test presses falling from the sky. I mean, my back room, you know, literally jumping off the shelf. Like, dang.
Man.
Buy now or cry later? Is that what you're about to say? I was confused.
Now see, listen. This is what happens. Now Joel says, "Are you taking shots at Dylan?" I don't think that. And then Dylan, I keep my prices the same. What you talking about? I need a what you talking about drop. Welcome. I need a what you talking about drop. That just inspired me. Thank you.
It was not referred to Noble Records.
Thank you, Arnaldo. Thank you for clarifying. Hey, you don't know who's watching, guys, and my man. But how do I not have a Gary Coleman drum? All right. Anyway, Mr. Rojas, I'm going to give you. Oh, here we go.
You should give me the last one. That kid.
You want
at the end?
Tight record bins. These are business prohibitive when there's so many records.
I'm going to put this simply the worst. I mean, poor kid. Look at this kid. He's never going to be in this hobby again. He's done.
This is how
he'd rather play with his iPod or whatever. Spotify's.
Yeah, he was interested in a record for a split second. He thought it was a bonding opportunity with that older sibling or dad or even mom, who knows. And when he couldn't get his little fingers into the records to actually move them around to look at them, he said, Audi 5000.
Well, I mean, it reminds me at the Garden City Record Show, there was a kid. I don't know if you guys remember that. The kid was like yelling, and I wasn't sure why he was yelling for his dad, you know? And it wasn't like, hey, dad. It was like, hey, dad, I found the record. I'm like, whoa, dude, okay. Like, I hear you, bro.
Everyone heard you.
And it was Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
Yes.
I walked away from like 2 tables at that Garden City show because I couldn't. I was like,
oh yeah,
I was like, this isn't gonna work. I just walk away.
I walk away.
No way.
To Blandia Jefferson, we were talking about you earlier. He says, Proposition Joe, buy it for $1, sell it for $2. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dylan is here. He says there's less flippers now because RSD has overpressed everything. The result is the opposite. Lots of RSD stuff tanks in values and stores have dead stock. May I introduce you to the Jefferson Starship picture disc? I think this one is going to be when the world ends. This is what they're going to find. The next civilization will be using those to build houses or eat their meals. Will be at the Jefferson Starship.
Well, I don't know. Like that's just RSD, right? If you have an original and you overhype it or whatever, you know. If I make a video on this Fremer thing, right? I'm hoping it'll go to 100. Come on, Fremer. Come on.
Get out there. Work them corners. All right. Elliot Cruz says, I buy most of my RSD, not all, but most months or years after the release date, either used or greatly reduced new. Not a bad strategy.
That Rycooter is going to be cheap.
Yeah. Elliot, when are you buying Rycooter? 2028?
Oh my gosh. It won't be $1. It'll be $5, right?
Yeah. It's going to be
buy one, get one free.
Love it. All right. I forget where I'm. Jason just went. Arnaldo. Now, the Steam splits. The Steam splits where they happen because of movement.
Why are you giving me all the cosmetic damage?
What?
Bum, bum, bum.
Listen, Arnaldo, I know you're a passionate person about condition. And so I feel like no one can have the oratory description of these things better than you. And I should have a great drop for that, but I don't. So sorry about that. So Arnaldo, if I tell you what, pick one. We can pick one.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So they're annoying as fuck.
Okay.
But I'm actually starting to live with it.
Oh no. So do we just split the difference and say just not a fan? Do we split the difference?
I don't know. I guess we could say not a fan.
Wow,
Right.
living
Well,
with it.
That record that you really want. It's a used record, but it has a seam split. The vinyl's pristine. What are you going to do? Just leave it there in the bin?
Yes.
That's fair. Again, we used this statement before with the fellow Cootie. You play the records, not the jackets, folks.
Exactly.
Play
And
the records.
I have some really old records from the 80s that at the time I was way more accepting of a seam split. And I know they didn't happen in, sitting on a shelf. I go back to some and it's like, oh, it had a seam split. Back then, I probably didn't even care because that was the only copy I could find, So.
Lucky.
All right, Arnaldo. I promise the next one will not be cosmetic. We'll pass the ball around. Well, Chris, how about? There's so many good ones. How about let's do marketing buzzwords. Marketing buzzwords as a pet peeve. Does these bother you? Is it just par for the course? If I said something's on eco vinyl, does that really make anyone want to buy it more than if they just said virgin vinyl or any kind of vinyl?
So we all keep our hype stickers, right? So I can't say that I'm against the hype sticker. I kind of live with it. I just filter out the noise.
Well, it's not like somebody told you the eco vinyl was made with chicken nuggets. I mean, get out of here. Wow.
Wait, it was? This is new information, Jason. Come on, man. My two favorite things: feeding my face and collecting records, all in one. What do I collect the record? Or do I eat the record? That'd be a tough one for me. All right, I like it. Jason Rojas, this is a good one. Back to CDs guy. I mean, this is probably arguably my favorite one.
Legendary, right?
Yeah, where does Back to CDs guy go on your pantheon here?
All I can say about Back to CD guy, when your vinyl channel isn't doing so well with views, or subs, this is what you got to do. You put a video. I'm going back to CDs.
Whatever, yeah. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Right. And you use the same reasoning why you buy reissues, right? The same reasoning.
What if I told you could put the word maybe I'm going back to CDs? And it makes it more ambiguous, right?
No, you got to go back to CDs, question mark, exclamation point.
Oh.
That's how you do it,
The class is in session, folks. I hope we're writing this down. So, Jason, do you put him under "Come on, man"?
Yes, come on, man.
He's the definition, the walking, talking definition of "Come on, man." I like it.
I think he was "Come on, man" until my entire feed the past 3 months has been I'm going back to CDs, and now it's just simply the worst.
I mean, actually, the best time, right, with the Groove Seeker, we were at Infinity Records. Like, they got amazing records. And what were we doing? We were near the front looking at their dollar bin CDs.
Awesome.
And like, man, look at that. Like, and then I remember Groove Seeker pulling out that Dave Matthews Band. Like, it was like, it's like, it ain't a dollar bin CD without REM Monster or that Dave Matthews Band. What's that record called?
Crash.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, fill in the blank. Any Dave Matthews dollar CD is the Power Hour. But I can't believe what I'm hearing. Arnaldo, are you hearing these guys? These guys are deserters to the cause. They are back to CD guy.
They're kind of making me feel very sad because I don't remember the last time I turned on the CD player, and I have thousands of CDs.
Man.
Go back to it. Once in a while, it's okay.
I know. And the thing is, I won't get rid of them.
No.
Because, well, of course, there's a lot of things that I don't own on vinyl.
I mean, let me ask this question. There's like that thrift store called The Thing in New York. Do they buy back CDs?
Yeah.
Really?
Wait. What do you mean? like a retail store that sold CDs and they'll buy it back?
Well, you've never been to the Thing in Greenpoint?
No, I've never. No.
That'll be your homework assignment for the week.
Sounds like a trap. Yeah,
It is.
Make sure the wallet's in the
You go
front pocket,
downstairs. You go downstairs. It's like the catacombs of records. You know.
But I'll have to tell you something, that the chances that a dollar CD sound better and the quality of music you find in the dollar bin for CDs so much better than the dollar bin in the record section.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm hearing this.
Well, have you flipped through the dollar bin? Either
We did. We were at Infinity Records. We were doing
Barbra
it.
Streisand, Engelbert Humperdinck, and they're trashed, right? You go to the CD section for $1. I mean, you could buy some really great music on CD for $1.
Like Engelbert Humperdinck.
Oh, come on.
Well, it was buy one get four free. That was enticing.
Hang on, now, Jason. Mark Boyd says that place is filthy. The Thing. I mean, what would make you think a place called The Thing was probably not hygienically?
Well, I gotta go with the thing is.
You got to look it up at least. Just
Go
Google
during
it.
the daytime, Arnaldo, please. Just
Yeah.
tell me to go during
I
the
go-
daytime.
Arnaldo, do you have a CD player?
I do. Yeah, mine is
Fire it
actually
up.
is the Oppo. The multi-disc.
Yeah.
So it plays Super Audio CDs. It plays DVD audio. It plays
Nice.
CDs. The HD CD. Remember that?
Yeah, HD CD. That was a thing for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I do, and I should play them more.
Yeah. Once in a while,
Because
it's okay.
the crazy thing is that I think it was last year. Yeah, the David Bowie box set CD came out. I bought that, so I should be listening to it more.
Arnaldo's
The
leaving the
CD
vinyl
though.
army. This is the beginning of the end for Arnaldo. He's just back to CDs.
Because you think about it, no seam splits, no quarter digs,
Jeez.
no
No
scratches.
warp.
cracked
No
jewel cases.
No
Have you ever heard of
scratches.
cracked jewel cases?
You
Arnaldo?
can replace it,
Yeah, fair enough.
right?
Yeah. Dylan, if you're still here, it might be time to diversify your business. Go all in on CDs. It's time because now we've got 3 back to CD guys on the panel. I'm
Wait,
holding
Counselor
up.
Buddy, you don't have any CDs?
Everything
Yeah.
you just put up
Yeah,
on this
some.
list,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Everything you put up on that list there, you can say does not apply to the CD.
No, hang on, Arnaldo. Do I
Wow.
need to reintroduce you to 1 year anniversary vinyl because they've got to have 1 year anniversary CDs.
I've not seen a 1-year anniversary.
Gallery. Use those fingers. Use those fingers and find me 1 year anniversary CDs. They've got to exist.
Do
I
you remember
can't
that guy
wait.
coming into the record store with a box of CDs or just holding them like it was like a Tower of Pisa?
They're coming
He
back,
walks like
man.
that.
I want
Yeah, he does walk
$150
like
for
that,
coming
too,
back.
yes.
I can't wait for Arnaldo to text me soon and be like, so I was looking at Dax. And I'm going to be like, yes.
Arnaldo, we have a new name. They're calling you Dollar Man. You're now known as Dollar Man from here on forth with the CDs. I like it. All right. Well, CD Man was a popular one. That was a late minute ad, by the way. But all right, I forget where we're at. Arnaldo, I'm not gonna give you a quality one. I'm gonna give you. How about too many variants? Too many variants. I guess that's technically cosmetic, but did we really need 18 versions of
Come on, man.
Chili
No.
Peppers? Okay. Yes. Billie
I mean,
Eilish.
you always choose to walk away, right? Unless it's your favorite artist and you're collecting every single variant, like Lana Del Rey, you better release only one color. Apart from that, I mean, it's like you can walk away. You can choose not to.
Fair enough. Jason, this one's got your name written all over. Inconsistent grading. So I know what a fan of Minty Fresh you are, VG or Unplayed. Where does this land for you?
Oh, the excellent gets me always.
Well,
What about
it's like if you go to Waffle House. Waffle House has steak, and I don't know if you don't know what Waffle House is, I'm sorry. You can get steak at Waffle House. Would you say that getting steak at Waffle House is different than getting it at what was that place, Jason, you like so much? The place in New York, Peter something or other.
Peter Luger's.
Yeah, Peter Luger's steak versus a Waffle House steak. I mean, it's steak. but come on, I feel the same way about excellent. One person's excellent is another person's VG minus.
Yes. When in doubt, you should always undergrade. So I think this is like annoying as fuck.
Yeah, now we're getting it. Let's go. All right.
Going back to the excellent. I don't know what was it, a media, was it a movie or something else where they were arguing with the Starbucks guy about, I want a small, medium, large, and they were like, no, we have grande, venti, and it's like, but what's a small? Like, why are you changing everything up?
Yes, we worked for hundreds of thousands of years to come to and understood of a small, a medium, and a large. McDonald's tried messing this up with supersized, but for all intents and purposes, those three things have been hallmarks. But yeah, Starbucks comes. That's why I don't go to Starbucks. One of the reasons, because I don't know what I'm ordering half the time. So forget it. I just want a small. And fortunately, they get it. I haven't run into any of this snobbery, but it's what a buzzkill. All right, Groove Seeker, where do you land on record cleaning talk? Because there's nothing that gets me more excited about a hobby that requires already a lot of physical exertion to enjoy it, and then also have to buy a separate machine and have, like Elliot has a 5-minute process per side. I think I heard that this morning. So where do you land on record cleaning talk, Groove Seeker?
I clean the shit out of my records, so I guess I live with it.
But it's the talk. It's not the
practice.
The
talk. Oh, the
it's
talk.
The talk. Yeah, it's the talk of like the amateur chemistry. Yeah. It's the surfactants. Yeah. Like Arnaldo knows this one very firsthand because he was trying to be Walter White, and PB told him that burned a hole in his floor. All right, so
okay, so okay, I understand the homework now. So it was a live with it, but then when the white paper got introduced to the video, it became simply the worst. When people are citing academic papers to support the chemical
thesis statements. Yeah, I agree. Come on. Hey, good news! Elliot will save us. Elliot is on a crusade to save us, one record cleaning conversation at a time. Yeah, Scott, you're right. Boring record cleaning talk. Boring. Yeah, I feel.
So the thing is, when you have that record cleaning talk and it gets so like too much that Fremer has to make a guest appearance on your video channel to like defend, record cleaning. Like, oh my gosh,
When I start seeing charts and graphs, white papers, PDFs to universities, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, that's what we call the no-go. That's what the no-go. All right, so Group Seeker, so Rojas, where do you stand on the word salad hype stickers?
Oh my gosh!
Because hype stickers used to just be, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 inches by 1 or 2 inches, and now it's literally like an Encyclopedia Britannica insert. Where do you land on this?
It's a hype tool now. You know what I'm saying? Like if you slap it on and you say it's mastered by this person or 180 gram, and they're all the same now,
So not a fan? Safe to say not a fan?
Yeah, I guess I'm not a fan, but I live with it now. I think I've learned to accept, it's just a tool to hype up your records,
Fair enough. Arnaldo. 1 steps, because 2 steps was too much. 1 steps, vinyl reissues. Where do you land on this one?
I live with it.
Yeah. Okay.
You live with it.
I live it, not with it.
This is a good point. Kimbo says if we could read, we wouldn't be listening to records. That is a very astute observation. That's true because
he's on fire.
Kimbo's on. Kimbo, I don't know if you knew this. I'm going to tell on you, Kimbo. I was texting with him yesterday. He has Whiskey Wednesdays. It sounds delightful. Like to have like a social event called Whiskey Wednesdays. Like I feel like left behind. So
does it run into Thursday?
Well, it was at Thirsty Thursdays. We used to have Thirsty Thursdays. I know that one, but that was mixed use, right? But I did like Whiskey Wednesdays. All right. So let's see who is up next. How about Groove Seeker? What about overpriced record guy or girl. So this is like you go to the record show and you try to haggle a little bit, and that dealer is just like not having it. I've seen that record here for the last 6 shows. How about 20 off? No. Pop psych comps are right in range. Like, where do you land on this chucklehead?
Tina Turner.
Simply the worst. Yeah.
I'll just walk away. I don't even
So
haggle. Whatever.
So bad. That guy. There's a guy at my local show who I have bought a record from once, and it was that exact scenario. It had been a record on my list. There's like 5 or 6 straight shows that I came back at the end of a long day of number 6 of this guy having the same record with cash, and I said, "Hey, I know you've had this record for a while. I'd like to buy it from you. Would you take X?" And he's like, "Absolutely not." That was the direct quote. "Absolutely not." Okay.
Wow.
Not even like I can't do it. Just an absolutely
no. He didn't even act. He didn't even like try to do the dance. I love the dance. He didn't even try. He said absolutely not. And I was like, okay.
It's because you weren't wearing a lamp on your head. You know?
I didn't have my sound burger. I should have had the whole kit. We need to do the record show toolkit of a sound burger, a headlamp. Like there's got to be a uniform for that.
Credit card.
Yeah.
It's a great story. That guy at the Garden City. It's great. He had a headlamp. I don't know if I'll tell the story quickly. Headlamp. He was asking for a deal, and I think it was a sealed copy of Frank Zappa, Weasels Rip My Flesh. Sealed. $75. The guy's like, "Will you take 60?" The poor seller's like, "Yes." And then that guy with the headlamp had to be like, "And credit card?" Like, oh, jeez.
So we got to be fair. As Joel says, y'all are harsh. It's rough on dealers too. Everyone want to hag on every single thing. Fair point. Point counterpoint. However, if it's like a $19 record, you know what I mean? Like, at least for me, I'm speaking for myself here. Like, I'm not going to haggle on something that's priced pretty fairly. Now, if you're bundling, you're buying a couple things, I think that's fair game. But yeah, I'm not trying to get $2 off. I think that's a little absurd. But
yeah, and Joel's follow-up comment is $5 and $1 off. Man, it's 20% of a discount. I mean, so that's a little much.
Well, yeah, the math don't math. The math don't math.
Just $1.
All right, last 3. I don't even know where we're at, but Arnaldo, were you the last one? One steps, yes. All right, Groove Seeker. What about traditional seam splits? What I mean by this is like these things are old. This is when record making was good, and this over time they just separate. It's just science, Holmes, and these things can usually be fixed. This is what I liked about the hobby. I was taking trash and making a treasure again. I still do. I think I had a Grover Washington record I did this to recently. So where do you stand on the traditional seam split?
You guys know I'm just too picky, so it's just annoying. I mean, I definitely have seam split records, but it just annoys the shit out of me.
Fair enough. All right, Rojas. I'm going to give this one to you only because I know you bought the Chapel Roan in this vein. 1 year anniversary vinyl. Jason, where do you stand on this? I mean, you are the consumer.
So hilarious. It's awesome. You know, it's brilliant, you know? 1 year anniversary. Wow. It's doable, right? So I guess like I could live with this. But I would say like, come on, man. Let's put it down. Come on.
All right, come on, man. All right. Because anyone who got the Hackney Diamonds 1 year anniversary, I hope you fall down tomorrow. I'm sorry. I hope you don't get hurt. I hope you fall down tomorrow. Okay. That's his life. That's his life. All right, Arnaldo, you get the last one. What we call special edition reissue. So who needs only one version of Dark Side of the Moon when you can have 30? Or The Stranger, Billy Joel. Do you know how many versions? There's a half speed master. There's the mobile fidelity. So where do you stand on the special edition reissue of record? It's just it's just shining it up another way.
Simply the worst.
Simply the worst. I couldn't agree more. Jeff K. Myers.
You don't have a copy of Kinda Blue?
They're hard to find. I mean, I can't keep them in stock. It's like I've never seen it. All right. Well, guys, I think we had a good run with this one. This is my maiden voyage into this ranking system stuff. People do it far better than I do, to be frank. And Frank is still here. Side note, good to see you, Frank. But again, when you're thinking of surface noise from now on, we're rebranding, and I think it's important to know that this is now the show of multiple going back to CDs, guys. I think we've made the wrong kind of history.
or people that are investing in streaming devices.
Oh, streaming guy. Yeah, that would be like the youngs. Yeah, they don't want to do the physical media anymore. But anyway, well, I want to thank the panel. I want to thank the gallery still here. Hey, if you're still here, hook a brother up with a like or a dislike. I know the Bleach Boys are here, so dislike the shit out of me. It doesn't hurt my feelings. But I want to thank everybody for participating. The show is a lot better when everybody's actively engaged. Surface noise, housekeeping, no show next week. So you can, I know it's the NFL draft. We had a lot of competition. NFL draft tonight. I'm sure Steve Westman is streaming. I didn't even bother to look. He's probably streaming right now. But regardless, thank everybody. I want to thank my guests, Arnaldo, Jason, Groove Seeker, Chris. Pleasure as always. The gallery, you guys brought it. Kimbo was especially on point. He's running on fumes after Whiskey Wednesday, but he doesn't give a shit. So off next week. We'll see you in 2. Thanks again. And when you get the chance, just spin it. Oh, see, I threw my own tagline in there. So see you next time, guys.
Peace, guys. Bye.
Good night, guys.